Want to know the what, when, why, and how? Hop on!
Hi, Rajinta.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So since most of the time you have been behind the camera asking questions, now it is your turn to answer some questions. Are you ready?
Sure. Let's
All right. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
I'm Rajinta. I'm from Sri Lanka. I have created this YouTube channel of Culture Quest with Radley
Why did you choose this particular focus for your content?
because, like most of the people, the start of Culture Quest came with K-dramas and K-pop. After some time, it made me feel like it's more than that, and there's way more to it when it comes to the culture. It was very interesting, and I saw how much people are engaging with K culture, K-pop, K-drama. So I was a bit curious to know that side. And then I got into the culture and I liked it. And I thought, okay, maybe I can contribute to it by try to get it from my lens, from someone abroad, from outside to see the K culture and K-pop, K-dramas. And yeah, so the curiosity kind of built this channel.
How would you describe your channel in one sentence?
Well, it's a channel with cultural conversations, discoveries, and being real. So I just want people to feel like, we're sitting together and we're talking about it together. And it's not just a learning space, but to be real with, ideas.
What core value or principle guides the way you run your channel?
Well, this all started because I became a part of K-Influencer Academy for 2025. For the last 3-4 months, they have been really guiding me through this program, and they have been helping me to build the content. It's always influenced by them. They give me the pathway and help me to find my way of telling the stories. And they have been really helping me a lot in the last 4-5 months. Also, to help them spread the word of K culture to the world through my lens. It has been all thanks to K-Influencer.
What is the most memorable content you've made and why?
The one that I made regarding my Choi. What I really like the most when it comes to South Korea, my answer there was people, because I had some amazing experiences during my first trip to Seoul. So the most memorable one should be that one.
What was the most challenging video to produce and how did you overcome it?
Very first one that I did for K-Influence Academy. That was pretty much the first time I made any content. So that was really challenging. Topic was how I felt personally when I got selected as a K-Influencer. It was really challenging to bring my thoughts together. And then when it came to all the editing, that was even more challenging because I have never really edited videos or I've never used the tools. So how I overcame it was just that I did a lot of research during that time. And I was looking at all sorts of tutorials. I was trying to find the correct way to build it. But for me personally, I feel like the final outcome would have been better, but it was my first video. So there were so many rookie mistakes over there. But I can see that over time, the content, thanks to them, have been really polishing well. So it's going well now. Through the K-Influencer Academy's guidelines also, they gave us a lot of guidance. So thanks to them and YouTube tutorials, I somehow overcame it.
When do you feel most immersed or joyful while creating content?
So basically, I'm an introvert. So usually I don't connect with people much and I am kind of in my own box. So thanks to this, I have been able to get out of my comfort zone. I meet a lot of people now and I connect a lot with people. Also get to realize how the Sri Lankan culture and the Korean culture are very similar to each other. So there are so many points that I come across that brings me a lot of joy. And especially if I have to choose one, I would say it's the chance that it gives me to connect with people, because I get to hear a lot of stories. I get to hear a lot of experiences through others, and then I can connect it with my personal experience. So the most joyful thing while creating content would be for me to have the chance to meet with other people and share their stories through my lens.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I come.
Raji, who do you consider your core audience or fans?
Mainly all the Sri Lankans long dreaming to go to Seoul. I just want to encourage them through my content to give them the idea of, how beautiful and great everything is when it comes to South Korea. K-drama, K-pop, K-culture, K-food fans here in Sri Lanka and Asia.
Has viewer feedback ever influenced the direction or format of your content?
When I visited Seoul, I think I tried to document my entire journey so that it will be useful for my viewers, because some of them have pointed it out, like to give them the actual picture of what happens when you're solo traveling or when you travel to Korea, what challenges you face. So this was something that I was not hoping to do at the beginning, but since I have heard from them, since they requested, so when I went, I made sure that I will document everything from the airport to coming to the subway and buying your T-Money card, or what's the difference between the Korea Pass and T-Money card, for example, and how to get around Seoul when it comes to the subways or the buses, and what apps you should use, and mainly what, as a foreigner, we have to go through when we buy concert tickets in Seoul. So these are the things that I actually documented, and I'm hoping to release this content in the upcoming weeks.
What strategies have you used to build a stronger relationship with your audience?
I think I try my best to be realistic, and I try my best to engage with my viewers when they comment or when they like, share. I try to talk to them and reply to their DMs, try my best to notice the things that they like, and try to build my content based on their preference so that it will be useful for them. And I try my best to engage with my audience as much as possible, show my gratitude towards them.
Do you have any signature formats, series, or visual styles you often use?
One of the things that I do is when I create a content, I know most of the time we are told to put an intro, but if you really read and research and see, best way to catch your viewers nowadays is within the first 3 seconds. So I personally believe if I put an intro and for first 3 seconds it's gonna go, it's just gonna be boring to someone who's gonna view it. So I personally don't put an intro. I just make sure that I straight away get to the point within the first 3 seconds. So that's one of the formats that I use. I use CapCut for thumbnails. I use Canva. So those are the actual only two tools that I use right now.
What's the most important factor you consider when planning new content?
Still, since most of my viewers are fans or admirers of K-culture, K-food, K-dramas, K-pop, so then my topics will be definitely the trending ones. So I would use the social media tools or other Google tools to find and research what are the trending topics, and I will definitely align my content through that and try to build the content related to that specific topic.
How has your approach to content planning or production changed over time?
So earlier it was more like just videoing everything and there was no script, but over time I realized that even the spontaneous ones needs a bit of a foundation and need to draft a script. It has to be a storytelling, because now I ask myself, like, when someone watch my content, what is it that they're going to take away from it? Or why should they watch it? So these two questions, yes, run in my mind, because I try to think, is it something that I will be interested in watching? And also earlier, I wasn't used to edit a lot, but now I use more tools. So there's a lot of editing now, which I never did before. So I just make sure that the content is like 100% worthwhile for someone to watch it.
Which aspect of Korean culture or K content has inspired you the most?
I would say K content. Because when I got into like K culture and everything on social media, what I first saw the most was all the content creators who were creating all this wonderful content. And it really inspired me because it was all related to culture in South Korea. All the amazing places that you could visit, everything about food, all these attractions. So these are kind of the things that I personally didn't see through K-pop or K-drama. These are the things that I got inspired looking at other
content creators.
Have you ever experienced culture shock, misunderstandings, or surprising reactions while covering Korean topics?
Well, I wouldn't say there were many culture shocks. Rather, I found that our cultures were pretty much similar. Some of the misconceptions that I had before I went, I used to see all this content where they say how hard it is for people who don't speak Korean to survive over there. They all turned out to be misunderstandings that I personally had. When I visited, I had wonderful experiences. Yes, there were ups and downs, but it is not the way it's shown on social media. Those are the things that I have faced in any other country that I have traveled solos. If you don't have the language, it's okay. You can still survive. People are very friendly. Like, you can just use Papago or something, an app, if you really want to, like, communicate with the locals. But even if not, if you just show something on your phone, they will always like guide you. They will stop and, try to find the road or the bus stop or anything. They will do that for you.
What kind of content related to Korean culture would you like to create in the future?
I think it would be K-food. I still haven't really started exploring K-food much. I did not try a lot of K-food, but I did see that there's so many varieties and so many dishes that locals really consume. I would really like to cover Korean food in the upcoming content.
How do you plan to grow or improve your channel after this interview?
I'd like to focus more on building variety of videos related to K-culture. Like I said in the previous questions, I will now focus on my journey as a solo traveler in Seoul to do more videos, starting to get in more viewers. So I have to be at it. I have to be consistent.
One final question. What message or impact do you ultimately hope to deliver through your content?
The main goal is to get Sri Lankans, especially, to visit South Korea, just to tell the Sri Lankans that you all can visit South Korea. It's not expensive. You have to book that ticket. You have to go and see your favorite K-pop idols. It's not hard. You just need a little bit of research, and if you just plan, you can actually go and you can experience all these things to yourself. So just don't restrict yourself to Sri Lanka. Just go out there. I personally know so many admirers of K-culture who are stuck here thinking, oh, it's very expensive to go to South Korea. No, if I did, anybody can do it. You just have to book that ticket. Going forward, also, I just want to help everyone from this side of Asia build their itineraries or their planning to go and visit South Korea. I just want to make sure that through my content, I will give the message every time that it is possible for everyone to chase their dream of visiting South Korea and maybe studying there. I don't know, but you can definitely make it work.